Welcome to the X Corner. I'm here to add that little mutation to the superhero crew. I'll be covering the X comics for the week of January 16th, 2019. This week we have 3 comics. Marvel Comics Presents number 1, Return to Wolverine number 4, and Uncanny X-Men number 10. Spoilers, of course. We'll start with Marvel Comics Presents number 1, written by Charles Soule and art by Paulo Siqueira. In this first part of an ongoing series, Logan is in World War II and about to fight some Nazis with his fellow Canadian soldiers. The Nazis have a witch, whom they are forcing to summon a demon for them, or they'll kill her daughter. The Canadians attack and disrupt the summoning, which unleashes the blast that kills everyone except Logan, the witch, her daughter, and the demon. The demon attacks the witch, but Logan fights him off. He delays long enough for the witch to banish it, but she collapses. Her dying words are for Logan to protect her daughter, because the demon will be back, and only she can banish him again. I love the old Marvel Comics Presents, and this one looks just to be the same. There are 3 stories in each issue, some are continuing and some are one-shots. The other ones in this issue are a Namor and a Captain America one, but it's the Wolverine one we're concerned with. The art was great, and I love the classic Wolverine jumping panel, but with a World War II look. This story seems interesting too. Soule has become the go-to Wolverine writer over the last few years, and I'm glad to see him doing this one. I also like the fact that it's a historical tale. No need to worry about continuity or where Logan is now. Also, this is a great time period that needs more Logan in it. I do wonder if we'll get a time jump next issue though, since the witch implied it would be 10 years before the demon would be back. I'm glad I picked this one up, and I hope we'll get more fun in this anthology. 8 out of 10. Then there's Return of Wolverine number 4, written by Charles Soule, art by Declan Shalvey. We start this issue with Wolverine in a hospital bed, and I think I've missed an issue. Anna's there, and she tells him that he fought off the X-Men and is a hero. Wolverine says they have to go find her son, but she says he's here, and he walks into the room. Wolverine is understandably confused, and Anna is making less and less sense until she eventually pulls out a gun and shoots her son. He gets up though, even with a hole in his chest, and Anna reveals herself to be Persephone, at least a resurrected dupe of hers. It seems Persephone's power is to resurrect people. She can either make zombies, drones, who are people who just follow simple tasks, or clones, which are just like the people they were before they died. It turns out the city is all full of dead people. She's resurrected. She explains that in the fight with the X-Men, Wolverine cut Iceman in half, and Jean got distracted and blasted, but Kitty was still fighting until Persephone threatened to kill everyone in the city unless they left. Kitty retreated, not knowing everyone was already dead anyway. Persephone explains her plan to make the world like this city, which is perfect with her undead minions, and she invites Logan to go meet her. She leaves Anna and her son's corpses, and Logan is escorted to a waiting rocket. This issue was like watching a Twilight Zone episode. It was creepy and dreamlike. Persephone was scarier here than she has ever been. I wish they had played up the horror aspect of her powers sooner. It does explain all the Search for Wolverine miniseries a bit more, with all the zombies and other people coming back from the dead. If Persephone makes it out of this mini alive, I see lots of potential for this villain to do creepy stuff in the future. For the brain twisting, I'll give this a 7.5 out of 10. Lastly, we have Uncanny X-Men number 10, written by Ed Brisson, Mark Rosenberg, Kelly Thompson, art by Perry Perez. In this finale of the weekly Uncanny X-Men run, the X-Men have all been called to fight X-Man and his horsemen. And fight they do. As the physical battle rages on, Jean assembles all the psychics to hit Nate on their level. Before helping him, Psylocke frees Storm from X-Man's control, and Storm is none too happy. She assaults X-Man with lightning. The psychics are then able to tear X-Man and Legion apart, but Jean gets stuck in X-Man's mind. She tries to reason with him, and he explains he's just trying to make peace in the world before he dies, and for some reason the X-Men keep trying to stop him. Jean shows him all the pain she's caused as the Phoenix to try and convince him he's hurting people. That distracts him long enough to free the rest of the Horsemen. Once again, they aren't too happy and join the assault on X-Man. X-Man eventually figures out the only way to make the world better is to eliminate the X-Men, so he disintegrates them all. He is left alone in the wasteland that was the place they fought in, and then he too disappears. The world celebrates the end of the X-Men, and the anti-mutant vaccine is in wide distribution. It's the end of mutant kind. Or is it, as we see Cyclops is still alive? As a finale to the X-Men Disassembled weekly arc, this was pretty amazing. We had big battles and epic moments, and the debate within X-Men's mind with Jean intermixed. The art was great as always, especially Betsy stabbing Storm with her psi sword, and all the X-Men trying to take down X-Men. This sets up an interesting story to come. We know the X-Men aren't dead, obviously. They're getting all those weird Age of Apocalypse-like minis coming up. Plus, Cyclops being alive means X-Men only killed the X-Men who were there, which was most granted. But we have Cyclops and Wolverine running around, and we know they'll team up. But we also have Pixie and Cannibal, as she had taken him away to get medical attention after he got swatted down. There are tons of other mutants, too, who weren't X-Men, and they should still be around, too. As this comic goes bi-weekly, we're going to be in for a fun ride. This creative team's set up perfectly for a really interesting 2019, so we'll have to see where we go from here. 9 out of 10. What a week. Only 2 and a third books, but a good one. Next week, since all the X-Men are dead, we literally have one comic. Uncanny X-Men Annual Number 1, where we get Cyclops' backstory to his resurrection. I could delay it a week, but I think we'll have enough to talk about for a short episode. We'll see you there.